Hey guys, Nicole here from the Little Craft House. I wanted to have a chat with you today about FIMO Leather. FIMO Leather is a fantastic product that I find nobody really talks about. So I thought I'd give you a quick little rundown today, telling you about how it's different to other clays, the benefits of using it, and all the amazing things that you can do with it. Stay with me and find out. Okay, so first things first, you need to just get out of your mind that FIMO Leather is the same as other polymer clays. It is completely different to any of the other FIMO brands, as well as any of the Sculpey brands or Cert or any of those other clays. It's kind of like comparing polymer clay to air dry clay. They're two different things. That's pretty much the thing with FIMO Leather. Okay, so one of the main differences in FIMO Leather is the flexibility of it. So once it's cooked, it remains completely flexible. You do have to roll it thin to get super flexibility, but it is a flexible clay still. It's also textured like real leather, which can make an interesting effect on your pieces. So something I should mention about conditioning your FIMO Leather is that it takes quite a bit to get it conditioned nice and soft and ready for use, and by quite a bit I mean quite a bit more than your other clays, your other polymer clays. I do like to do this by hand to start with. I don't suggest using your clay machine, your clay roller. I've not had much success in the beginning using it. It tends to just crumble it, mainly because of the consistency of the clay. If I hold that up there, can you see? It's quite fibrous, quite gritty, so it does take quite a bit to get it nice and soft and pliable. So just start off by doing it in your hands, then take to it with a roller yourself, and then once you've started to get it quite thinned out, then maybe put it in the machine, but not to start with. And another suggestion of tool not to use is an extruder. I've not had a lot of success with the extruder and the FIMO Leather. I'm not saying don't do it, but yeah, I've not actually had much success with it. Okay, another interesting thing about the FIMO Leather is I've baked up this piece here. I want to make it into a tassel. So all I have to do is take my scissors and cut into the clay. So just cutting really thin strips. Will allow me to make a tassel. This one that I did earlier. Show you how flexible it is. Super cute and super easy. That would be great for adding to earrings or necklaces or anything like that. So that's with the baked clay. Another thing you can do with it is stamp hole punch into it. So as long as it's thin enough, it's just like paper, so it will go into your stamper and you can stamp out little tiny pieces like this to add to your creations. There. And another thing that I like to do as well, just use a hole punch. So when I made these earrings here, I cut out my piece for the backing there, and instead of using a drill or a sharp object, I've just, after baking, used my hole punch, and I can just punch out a little hole. So much easier. Another little thing that I've done here is a little gift tag. So I've used my sharp needle to puncture holes around the outside of it and stitched into it, and it just makes a cute little tag for going on a gift. This one's a little bit thicker, but it feels and moves just like real leather. Okay, so another tip for using your FIMO Leather is that if you don't like the colours that are part of the range and you'd prefer a slightly lighter green or a darker green and you want to mix it with something, you can mix them with your standard FIMO colours or your Primos or your Sculpeys or any of those other brands. But when you mix them, it will take away the texture and it will take away the flexibility. So if you're only mixing a little bit, it will just be a little bit less flexible and so on. So you can mix the colours. You can add these things onto the top of a slab. If you are cutting out a piece, you've used some of it for what you wanted and you've got scraps left over, you can always just cut them up, add them on top of a raw slab, rebake it, and it will be fine. so no waste. And so my very last tip for using FIMO leather is to make sure that you roll it out as thin as you possibly can. This will mean that it will be the most flexible that it can be and you will get the best results. So go and find yourself some FIMO leather and have a little play with it, and please share with me your creations because I can't wait to see them. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you found this helpful.